Is taken to Springfield for autopsy.
We are live at the Tarzan Zerbini Circus. We've got an update on tonight's tickets and what to look forward this weekend, and all your snow forecasts from the Skywatch Weather Center.
And we check in on the latest road conditions after Mother Nature dumps snow on the 4 states overnight.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
First responders pay tribute to a fallen officer with an honor escort. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes, Joplin police escort Corporal Ben Cooper to Springfield, Missouri this morning. The fallen officer, who died Tuesday in the line of duty, will have an official autopsy before he is laid to rest. Local police and fire departments flanked the convoy as Corporal Cooper passed through the Joplin area. As Joplin continues to mourn the loss of Corporal Ben Cooper. Among them, Joplin, Webb City, Dunwig, Carthage, Sarcoxy. Later in Lawrence County, the escort passed by the Monette Fire and Lawrence County Sheriff. Yesterday, the city received further tragic news. During a news conference held, Joplin authorities announced a second police officer, Patrolman Jake Reed, would not recover from his injuries. Police say Reed was one of the 2 officers who responded to the initial call of a disturbance in a shopping area near 4th and Range Line Tuesday, where they exchanged gunfire with the suspect, Anthony Felix. That's where both Reed and Corporal Ben Cooper were fatally shot. Felix stole a police car that crashed near 9th and Connecticut, the site of a second gunfight where 3rd officer Rick Hershey was shot. It was after this encounter that Captain William Davis, a 15-year veteran of the force, shot and killed Anthony Felix. Well, overnight, snow throughout the 4 states leads to covered roads with several slick spots. We sent KOAM's Shannon Becker out and about this morning to check in on the latest road conditions.
Yeah, thanks. This morning started off with a lot of schools canceling, and it might have been a good idea. So many slide-offs and crashes, almost too many to count. I-44 westbound near Sarcoxy, a pickup pulling a large camper overturned, blocking all lanes. One of our tipsters, Tracy, messaged us saying it looked like a parking lot. And I think she was right. As the day progressed, the roads are improving. MoDOT traffic cameras along I-44 show the story of traffic moving steady. No current crashes we're tracking at this moment. And the roads in town are more passable. There's East 15th near First Community Church. And now traveling north on South Florida. Amidst all these crashes this morning across the region, we didn't track anyone with serious injuries. Good news. We'll keep our eye on the roads for you, though. I'm Shannon Becker in Joplin, KOAM News.
Tarzan Zerbini Circus are playing it safe tonight, canceling both Friday shows. KOAM's Michael Hayslip joins us under the big top to find out what happens next.
Thank you, Tanya. We are live under the big top, an affair that we look forward to every year. It's the Tarzan Zerbini Family Circus. We find ourselves right now at 1899 South Madison in Webb City. And it doesn't matter whether you call it Madison Street if you're coming from Webb. Doesn't matter if you call it Range Line if you're coming from Joplin. I tell you what, you cannot miss the big top. It's going to be right alongside of the road right when you get into Webb City. It's one of those things that we do every single year because we're fortunate enough to have wonderful performers and the ringmaster, one Joseph Bauer, who joins us. Joseph, thank you. So it's great to see you, my man. Thank you so much. Hey, I want to start first and foremost because everybody's been looking forward to the Tarzan Zerbini Family Circus. And this is really unique because it's not only this weekend, but next week as well. But here's the thing. And yes, you blame the weather guy for this. I brought in some snow today. Travel conditions, folks, we're urging you to stay at home today, even if you have tickets for the circus. And Joseph is going to tell you why you're not going to miss out. So Joseph, I have a ticket for the circus tonight. Unfortunately, I should not be out on the roads.
Absolutely. We want safety. Always safety is first.
Right.
So we think for our patrons and for everyone in the community, and along with our animals and artists, tonight would not be a good night. So we're going to honor those tickets for any performance of the Tarzan.
Any
performance that is left through next week, you can just take your ticket over there, turn it around, and use it for another show.
Okay, so once again, for people, please don't blame the ringmaster. He does a marvelous job. Blame your weather guy as far as us not being able to host the circus tonight. But remember, like Joseph said, those tickets are going to be good for any other performance, whether it be this weekend or into next week. Joseph, because of your expertise in the circus, how do you take care of the animals? What is the best thing to do when it gets this cold?
Well, we have them at the winter quarter, of course. And they're over at the building there in a heated facility. We bring them over for the show. If the weather's not right, we bring them right back. So it's all about taking care of our kids. If they shouldn't be out when it's too cold, so that's why we're doing this tonight.
And like you said, it's not only for the patrons that come to the circus, but also for the safety of the animals. Joseph, you and I last year, we were talking about some of the pandemic time and the fact that you've been able to put together new stunts, tricks, and great things, because you're a performer as well, folks. If you don't know, he's not only the ringmaster, he's also a marvelous performer.
Yes,
particularly
eighth generation in my family.
8th generation. What have you been working on?
I've been working. The pandemic did hit everybody, entertainment in a whole, and but we're fighting back, and people are coming back to the show. And so we've been working on some new acts for this year. We've got a fantastic show with an international group of circus stars, and we're closing the show with that giant globe of death.
Wait, you're still doing the globe?
Oh, yes, we're doing the Globe of Death. We have the #1 flying trapeze act in the United States, for sure, if not maybe all over the world. The Flying Cortez are here. There's 7 people that are going to be flying through the air. It's great. We have all the great stuff, and you're going to be seeing TJ Howell, a little more of him. He has a lot of tricks.
And as Joseph said, that's TJ right there in the background who's performing his tricks. Hey, what is it? You're coming out of Florida, coming back to the 4 states where the Tarzan Zerbini Circus is based and whatnot. How has turnout been post-pandemic? What are you witnessing as far as where we were 1 year or 2 years ago?
Well, we're witnessing good houses because people are wanting to get back out and try and put this behind us and enjoy again the live entertainment, So it's been great so far. Thank God people are coming back and we're being able to show the circus.
And once again, if you have tickets for tonight, remember, like Joseph said, those are going to be honored for any performance, whether it be tonight and tomorrow. We're doing noon 4,
12, 4, and 7:30 Saturday, and on Sunday 1 and 5 o'clock. Then we're on again next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Come out and redeem those tickets, folks, and we'll be back. We're going to talk to TJ here coming up to just a little bit. Joseph, thank you very much. Tanya, back to you.
All right, thanks, Michael. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, President Biden and European allies target Russia's ability to trade. And later, we're making bacon biscuit cups in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. President Biden is set to announce more economic consequences for Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. The U.S., European Union, and G7 countries will move to revoke Russia's most favored nation trade status. That would clear the way for the U.S. and others to impose tariffs on Russian imports. This comes as Russian forces continue to advance on the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv. Those soldiers are now just a little more than 3 miles outside the city's center. While Russia tests Western resolve in Ukraine, North Korea is stepping up its challenge to the U.S. in Asia. American officials say Kim Jong-un's regime has been test firing components of a new intercontinental ballistic missile. The country has ramped up its missile testing since the beginning of the year. Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
This weekend, we set our clocks ahead and lose an hour. But don't worry, we've got just the thing to keep you on track, and boy, is it tasty.
Live under the big top, not only with the ringmaster one, Joe Bauer, but TJ Howell with the amazing tricks behind us. We'll have more coming up on the KOAM News at noon. Watch this intro. Nothing says family-friendly entertainment like life under the big top, and that's where we find ourselves at the Tarzan Zerbini Family Circus. The big top right now, 1899 South Madison Street. in Webb City. And it doesn't matter if you call it Madison if you're coming from Webb, Rangeline if you're coming from Joplin. You cannot miss the big red and yellow tent. Joseph Bauer, our ringmaster. Joseph, you were talking earlier. Well, first off, I want to conquer tonight's tickets. Because of the inclement weather, we blame the weatherman. I'm sorry I brought that upon you. So if you have tickets for tonight's show, do not be alarmed. We are going to postpone tonight's show. What are we going to do with our tickets?
Well, you can redeem your ticket for any performance that we have through the time that we're going to be here. So it doesn't mean you're not going to be able to see the show, just a different night.
So there you go, folks. And this is really unique because not only are we doing all the way through the weekend, but next week as well.
Next week, next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're on again. Tomorrow, 3 big shows, 12, 4, and 7:30, and 1 and 5 on Sunday.
And what Joseph is telling us is we want everybody at home to be safe, stay at home. Also, too, take into account the animals and also the performers. And speaking of performers,
yes,
who is this behind us?
This guy here has been on many major television variety shows. He's our master juggler, TJ Howell, Wisconsin's own.
TJ, TJ, come on in. Please join. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
Okay, I have to ask, how did you get started in the circus?
Grew up in the circus. My mom was from Denmark, trapeze performer.
No, wait, you grew up in the circus?
Yeah, pretty much, yep. Went through regular school. When about 12 years old, started picking up juggling and unicycling. Again, my dad was also a bear trainer, so I had a little bit of both. I had the aerial aspect and the animal aspect, but I decided to go down a unicycle juggler road and just love it. Been all over the world.
So that's amazing to me that your mom is a trapeze artist, your dad trains bears, and yet you come up with your own very unique skill.
Yeah, well, growing up in the circus, you kind of get a sample of everything. Everybody lets you try out whatever they're doing because we're all one big family, so it's fun to do that.
I understand that there may be several people out there that are familiar with, is it your mother and your son that have a little stunt?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago on America's Got Talent Extreme, my son drove through a bunch of firewalls with my 90-year-old mom on the back, and we call her a stunt granny, you know, and it was so exciting. And most people out there have already seen it, but if you haven't, check it out. It's a blast.
Okay, so if any of you have watched a YouTube clip of Stunt Granny, please know that's TJ's mom.
Oh, yeah.
TJ, what was it? How long have you been with this circus in particular?
Oh, me and Tarzan Zerbini has been friends for forever. We kind of grew up together, exactly. So we do a lot of different shows from here all over the place. So I'd probably say since I was about a teenager.
So I have to ask you this: you've been through the high times, and the last 3 years, you've been through the low times as far as the pandemic.
Yep.
What has it been like as far as getting people back out and about?
This whole last year has been extremely rewarding. The audience has been coming back like crazy. They're really enjoying it. They are looking for an opportunity to get away and get back to normal, if we call this normal, and live entertainment is the best. You enter our big top, and within 2 hours you forget everything you've ever done and you're just focused on entertainment.
TJ, I think you hit the nail on the head right there, because when I look at the amazing things that you can do, I don't consider it normal, but you know what? Live entertainment, it does feel normal.
Oh yeah, by far. Again, once you enter the big top, for the next 2.5 hours, you're just blown away, and you just happen to forget about everything that's going on with life, and that's what we're here for. We're here for the families.
TJ, I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no, thank you for coming.
Hey, let's take a live look over 7th and Rangeline, where right now we're done with our snow, but our temperatures sit right now in the high 20s. As a matter of fact, our current temperatures ranging anywhere from about, say 24 up to 32. That's about as good as we get. Now, when we take a look at the Skywatch Weather Center radar, you'll notice all the snow now pushing down into Arkansas, down to our southeast. So everybody up to the north, all said and done, and by the time we get to the late afternoon hours, we will be done with our snow completely. But look at this 7-day forecast. Just like Joseph, TJ, and I were talking about, overnight lows down to around 11 degrees, going to feel about like -5. So once again, Joe, I want to bring you back in.
All right.
Joe Bauer, the ringmaster, and check this out. I don't even know how he does that. That is absolutely amazing. If you have tickets for tonight's show, remember, redeemable all through the weekend and into next week as well. Tanya, I'm going to turn it back to you.
You guys are having way too much fun. Michael, I want to see you on that little tiny bike later. I need video of that. You guys have a great time and stay warm. We take this time to honor today's four-state hero, Chief Warrant Officer DeForest Rattery in the U.S. Army. The Nevada, Missouri native joined the artillery and shipping support crew in 1942. He earned 3 Bronze Stars, 3 Long Service Medals, the Army Commendation Medal, and the Philippine Liberation Medal. To Chief Warrant Officer DeForest Rattery, we thank you, our four-state hero. Everything is better with bacon, right? How about muffins? Howard shows us how to make bacon biscuit cups in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Before we get going today, I want to remind you that this weekend, it's time to change your clocks. That means for all clocks, well, except the ones on your phone and computer, Saturday night, you need to set them 1 hour ahead. Unfortunately, that also means we're going to lose an hour of sleep. So to help you jumpstart your Sunday, we've got a recipe that's easy, filling, and smoking good. We start by beating together some cream cheese, a bit of milk, and an egg. Once that's smooth, we stir in some shredded Swiss cheese and a chopped scallion. Now we flatten some refrigerated biscuits and place them in muffin cups like this. We top each one with a little crumbled bacon and then spoon some of our cream cheese mixture over that before popping them in the oven. When they're done, you'll have a golden crust and a bubbly hot filling. After sprinkling on a little more bacon, it's time to go to town. Let me tell you, one bite of these and no one will remember that we lost an hour of sleep. To get the recipe for our bacon biscuit cups, all you have to do is check out our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a waking up way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
If I had that for breakfast, I'd be fast forwarding my clock too. Here's a look at our four-state market prices.
Live under the big top one more time, 1899 South Madison Street, where I am not qualified to be a ringmaster, unlike this gentleman, Joe Bauer. Joe is the ringmaster here at the Tarzan Zerbini Family Circus. Joe, once again, we postponed tonight's show for anybody who had tickets, but good news for anybody that has tickets.
Absolutely, you can redeem them at any performance. You've got 3 options tomorrow, 2 on Sunday, and then next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can go see one of those.
And Tim, take that 7-day forecast, because here's why we're not having the performance tonight. Absolutely just too cold to be out and about. Down going to be feeling like -5 later on tonight. Tanya and Dow?
Michael, I think that hat is a really good look for you, and maybe you do have what it takes to be a ringmaster. What do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, at 5, for most Americans, higher prices are making it harder to afford basic necessities. Housing costs have increased nearly 5%. That's the biggest yearly jump since 1991. We're going to look at the numbers. Plus, the latest road conditions in Missouri and Kansas, and a termination order for the airline that services Joplin Airport. We're going to explain how this affects area flyers. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's all coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
All right. Thank you, Down. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at Noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.